I feel like it's still maybe a strong album, but I feel we could have put more into it personally. I feel like we could have made it sound better, we could have wrote a few better songs for it, but I guess the time's gone. We were still quite young at the time, like Josh was 16 when we wrote the album, so you can kind of tell. Like, we had 2 weeks to record the album, it was literally a case of going in there, banging out the songs, and being like, right, sweet, that's done. Whereas the new album's like, let's go in there and let's put down some tracks, let's work on them, let's put some guitar lines over this, let's make it sound better. Like, I feel it just changed because we kind of, I wouldn't say we've grown up, but we've grown up a lot more than we were when, obviously Josh was 16 at the time, I was like 17, 18 at the time. Now I'm nearly 21, Josh is 19, everyone else is 20. It's just like, you just want to write different, you don't want to write songs like Save It for the Better anymore, you want to write like a bit more mature songs like Playing the Blame Game and like things like that. I think there was a little bit of pressure on us, but we didn't really let it get to us too much. Like, we're not the kind of band that a label can turn around to us and say, we need you to write a pop album. And we'd be like, okay, or we need you to write a rock album, okay. Like, no one said anything to us. We just went in the studio, we wrote some new songs, we came out with these songs, and like, we were all so happy with them that we didn't even want to write anymore. But it got to the stage where we wrote about 15, 16 songs, and we were like, every one of these songs I think is good enough to go and record and put on this album, so we just went and did it, basically. Everything fell into place, which is kind of weird, seeing as the first album was like 3 years worth of writing for us. From the day we started the band till the day Taking Colours was released, like that was how long we had to record the first album. And the second album, we had 6 months to write it, and then like another month and a half to record it. It was just weird how it came out so quick. Yeah, no, for sure, it was kind of rushed, but we felt we needed to get something out of it, otherwise we'd lose the buzz. We're always scared of losing that buzz. We always want to get back and do another tour, or release another album, or release a single, or do something to kind of keep UE6 in people's heads, as opposed to the kind of bands that go out, they tour an album, write an album, 3 years later, bring out another album. That's no good. Like, keep people interested and just keep stuff going, basically, keep the ball rolling. I feel more like safe and comfortable that it's planned out, because if we didn't know what we were doing at the end of the year, or if we didn't know what we were doing in the summer, I'd kind of be like, where's this going? Like, what's this band going to do this year? But as everything's planned out, and I feel like it's a pretty sweet plan. Like, we're doing the best tour in America, fingers crossed we're running at least the best festival in the UK, maybe another tour later on in December, we're going to Japan soon. It's just like everything is just perfect plan. It's like the master plan. Yeah. Breaking America is definitely like the second most important place, I reckon. Like, the UK is the most important place to break, just because we're from here. But America's really hard to break though. There's so many bands, there's so many American bands that all sound the same, all do the same thing, they all look the same. At the end of the day, Warped Tour's full of quite a few bands like that. But so we're going to try and go there and be the English band that it's kind of like every other band, but not like every other band. We did a tour called the Alternative Press magazine tour not too long ago. We did it in a van, and some of the drives were 16, 17 hours. You just sat in a van for 16 hours. It was the worst thing. It was so intense. Well, like about 3 years ago, when the band when we just started to tour, I sat down with my best friend. We were actually like drunk in some bar one time, and I was just like, you know what we should do? We should start a clothing line. And he was like, yeah, definitely, what should we call it? And I was like, I don't know, I want to call it Cheer Up. And he was just like, alright, let's do it. And then it just kind of fell into place. We printed like 20 t-shirts, like just put it on and see what would happen. And everyone was like, yeah, this is kind of cool. And I've kind of like built that up for the last 3 years. And that's been really good. Josh has just started a clothing line as well, like 3 months ago. But what I see it as is we don't stop talking UE6. It's like every day we talk about, oh, there's something to do with UE6, we've got to talk about this, talk about that. It's kind of nice to talk about something else. Like, sit down, especially when you're doing it with like your best friends, like your family, you can talk about something else. And when you go home, you've got something to do. When you don't talk for a month, like we got the whole of April off, I'm going to go home and just sit on my ass. But we're not, like, I'm going to sit down with my best friend, we're going to make some new designs, we're going to print some shirts, like it's a lot of fun, man.